Om Shanti and good evening. Today I felt very inspired, especially because the World Earth Day is just around the corner. I felt like creating this video. And the other reason for this inspiration to create this video was reading the spiritual passage that we read in Brahma Kumaris every day. And today's spiritual passage had a point about conserving resources, how to be economical in all that we use and consume. And I have seen over years that my mentality about conserving resources has also changed. I never was wasteful, but in the past few years, I've been ultra careful of what I consume and how much I waste. So the video that this message that I'm wanting to relate to all of you through this video, I hope that it's not misunderstood, and I don't want people to feel that I am asking them to do something extremely drastic. But it is an unprecedented time right now, and we can feel it that something drastic needs to be done. However, I'm just hoping and requesting that we can make small changes in our lives. The first thing is that there is limited resources on this planet Earth, and we have to do at least a little bit. We have to do our part to conserve these five elements of nature. I see so many times, especially the reason why I feel bad is because we in the West, in America especially, we have much more than what we need. We have way more than any other country really in the world, and yet we waste so much. There is water that is wasted on a regular basis. I hear people, sometimes at work I would be talking to somebody, and that person would say, oh, I felt so stressed yesterday, I took a 45 minutes shower and I felt great. So 45 minutes of that wastage of water, how many gallons of water was wasted? Think about it. Or when people take these big bathtubs that they have, and they fill it with water, and they soak themselves in that, and how much water is being wasted in that. So many times people, when they brush their teeth, the taps are running throughout. I see in the operating rooms, when the surgeons or the anesthesiologists or even the nurses, when they go and scrub themselves, then before we enter into the surgery, before we don all the surgical attire, we have to scrub so that it remains sterile. But I see that normally it has to be done for 5 minutes, and I see so many people, while they're doing it, while they are putting all the soap on their hands, they let the water run. And when I tell them, many times they just don't get it. Sometimes they would make excuses that I would like to have hot water, warm water, and if I stop the water flowing, then the water is no longer going to be warm. Or sometimes when I tell people at work or whatever, wherever I meet, and I try to explain to them about conservation of resources, I get very strange responses sometimes. And some people even saying, oh, what do you want me to do? To not take a shower for the next 10 days to save water? Or shall I stop drinking water? Or shall I even stop flushing my toilet after I use it? But that's not what I'm saying. Use resources by all means as needed. But what we can do, and what my inspiration today is, that we can scan our lives and see what we are wasting, how much we are wasting, where we are wasting, and where the need really is. So by all means, eat food as needed. By all means, drink water. Keep yourself well hydrated. By all means, keep yourself nice and clean. Wash your dishes. Wash your vegetables or your fruits before you have to eat them. Take shower. Do your laundry as needed. But where are we wasting? There is definitely a lot of waste happening. I remember back in India when we had first time in our lives gotten in a whole roll of aluminium foil, and that was a big deal. I can't remember how long back. I think it was something like the year 2000, 2002, something like that maybe. And before that, we never used to really use, in normal households, we wouldn't use aluminum foils for packaging. But then when we brought it, we would be so careful about using it. We would cut only as much as needed, kind of measure it. So all right, we have two sandwiches that we have to package with this aluminum foil, but kind of measure it so that it just overlaps, the whole, both the edges just overlap. And sometimes we would actually keep the aluminum foil so clean that we would use it for a couple of times before it is no longer usable. But here we see so much of wastage of packaging material. In fact, I see so many disposable cups and spoons and plates being used for no reason when we can easily wash them. I see nowadays, even at work, there is this more and more move towards disposable laryngoscopes, disposable surgical instruments, and so much of wastage happens at that. Now, the other day, let me shift this to fossil fuels and the use of fossil fuels. Again, I don't want you to misunderstand and feel that I'm trying to push you towards the renewable energy and all that, like solar panels. If you can, that's awesome, that's excellent. But if you can't, that's fine. But at least not waste. And that's really the crux of my message today. I just want to give an example of the other day when I went to the grocery store. I parked my car. There was a guy sitting in the car that was just next to my car. And as I got out of my car, I saw that car was actually running, and this gentleman was sitting in there with its air conditioning on, I guess. And it wasn't really a hot day. It was a very, very pleasant weather that day. I went to the grocery store. It must have taken about 45 minutes or even 15 minutes for me to do my grocery shopping. I come out, I put my things in the car, try to get into my car, and I realized that car is still running. And that was absolutely not needed. You can easily pull down your windows if you're feeling hot inside your car. I'm sure he was waiting for his wife or somebody, his own family member, to buy the groceries and come back. But what was the need to leave the car on? If he's feeling hot, he could have gotten out, taken a walk, rolled down the windows, opened the car door, and so many different things he could have done to save himself from the heat if he felt it. But there was definitely no need to let the car running. So on one hand, there is a wastage of fossil fuels and wastage of money, because the gasoline that was wasted, that was burned during that hour of the car running, is money really eventually. And of course we have limited fossil fuels on the planet Earth. But also think about the air pollution that it creates. The fumes coming out, then it goes into your nostrils, goes into your lungs, goes into your body. Then the greenhouse effect and the climate change. So these are big things, these are real things, and somehow I feel that if we don't do at least small steps, again, if you can't do big steps, I really feel that that Mother Teresa, when she said that we cannot do big things in life, but at least we can do small things with big love. So forget about creating big programs to conserve energy and so on and so forth. And sometimes we really feel that it is somebody else's responsibility to do this. Maybe the governments have to do something, the president of the country needs to do something, the prime minister or whoever, the major leaders have to do something, but we don't have a responsibility. No, that's absolutely wrong. We have a major responsibility in all of this. We can make a difference, each one of us. So again, I request all of you on this World Earth Day to kind of just examine your life. Scan your life, see what you are wasting that you can save on for yourself, because there is this very beautiful saying that every penny saved is every penny earned. And that money that is saved can help you. Like today, because of this coronavirus pandemic, so many people are out of job, so many people are losing money in their businesses and so on and so forth. So every penny that you save will help you in these times of crisis. But also the karmic account that we are creating with Mother Nature, the five elements of nature. That's huge too. Yeah, and so this is again a sincere request to everyone to please conserve little, if not more. Om Shanti. Thank you very much.